They have luck in their name. They have luck in their game. Lucknow Super Giants defending 180 at one stage. In fact, until the 17th over, we thought it was RR's game. And guess what? Avesh Khan bowls two incredible overs. Just 5 each in over number 18 and over number 20. And this is how it all ended. Lucknow win this by 2 runs. Rajasthan Royals did most things right. Unfortunately, it wasn't to be. That finish line never came and they stuttered at that final step. Yashasvi Jaiswal, Riyan Parag, Suryavanchi's efforts go in vain. And they lose yet another game. They lose their 6th game. But all credit to Lucknow Super Giants. You're watching Voltas presents Cricbuzz Live. I will rely on Rohan Gavaskar and Joy Bhattacharjya for them to make sense of what this bizarre end was. This had to be RR's game.
There's a lesson in this for both teams and other teams watching. One, the big positive is stay in the game. Like LSG did. They just stayed in the game, just somehow managed to be there or thereabouts. As you said, at one stage it looked like RR would, it would be a walk in the park for them. The other lesson is when you're in RR's position, don't take the game to the 20th over. This is what Joy, when we were talking in off air, that you've got to try and finish these games by the 19th over.
Yeah.
You know, just boom, finish it. Don't take it. The 20th over, last over pressure is crazy.
Is that what Jaiswal was attempting and it didn't work? The kind of shot he played when he got out?
Yeah, I think he was attempting, but this is a long batting unit. It's not a small batting unit. There's Jurel, then Miller came in. They had batting. Hetmaier came in. So they had batting. It just, this is like Charles Sobraj escaped from Tihar jail. Lucknow escaped with this match. Literally escaped. God knows how they got out of it. But that's the truth. A lot of it was because they put extra pressure on themselves by not finishing it off earlier. And I think this is one thing. And take all credit to Avesh Khan. The 2 overs that you said, 10 runs, 3 wickets. 3 crucial wickets.
Yep.
And that was the game. Unbelievable.
In the 18th over, he got the wickets of Jaiswal and then he got Riyan Parag out trying to play that scoop shot. Were those the wrong shots or was it just Avesh doing his bit right and then a bit of...
No, Avesh doing his bit right.
Yeah.
And you've got to say, well, they're 2 set batters. They will play those shots. It's not, in this day and age, you can't criticize a batter who's set when he plays those shots because those are now run-scoring shots. It's like, you see players coming and playing the reverse hit first up or the reverse scoop to a fast bowler first up. These are now normal shots of the T20 game. So you can't criticize them for playing that shot in that situation that was needed. But just that ability to not take this game over the line. Because I'll tell you what, in the 17th over, from LSG's point of view, it looked like they were turtles on their back.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Just hopeless situation.
Absolutely.
Nothing you can do. And then from somewhere, it's Saturday, it's not Easter Sunday, but they've come back from the dead.
They've come back from the dead.
They say a T20 innings has 120 events and you've got to stay focused every ball. You take your eyes off and you take your foot off the accelerator and you never know when you lose control. They were in control largely until the 17th
Absolutely.
over.
And in fact, where this discussion came from was when we were discussing the previous game. And we said, both of us believed that it was a bad idea for Gujarat to allow that last match to go to the 20th over. Now, it's a different matter. What happened? He hit a 6 and a 4 and everyone's forgotten about it. But the fact of it is that after the second ball, if Rahul Tewatia had hit something which had gone straight in the air...
Newman comes in.
1 dot ball, then tries to run for a single, gets run out. There's all sorts of things can happen under pressure. So that's the point. Try and finish off early. Because look, both these teams looked very comfortable at some point in time. Yeah. See, that's the point. And allowing that last over to go with runs on the board with 10, 11, 12 is not a good idea under any circumstances.
2 matches in a row. RR needed 9 runs to close the game. Last time it was Mitchell Starc and today it was Mitchell Starc once again wearing Avesh Khan's mask.
Yeah, look, I'll tell you what. They'll be sitting in that dressing room right now thinking, whoa, what's going on? What's happening? Look at those 2 last 2 overs that Avesh Khan bowled. Magnificent. I mean, that double wicket and only 5 coming off it, that created the pressure. And then again, that final over, listen, let's not forget there's pressure on Avesh Khan as well. You know? And for him to come up trumps under pressure, we've got to give him credit. As much as, you know, you've got to say RR faltered, but they faltered because of the pressure that Avesh Khan was creating. Right? The first ball should have been a single, but they got 2 because of a misfield. This is how funny this game is. Should have been 1, was a misfield. They got 2, Hetmeyer came back. The next ball, Hetmeyer times it beautifully.
Yeah, yes, 2 feet either side.
Yeah, and that's 4, and that's the game done. Thank you very much. Well batted, well played. Vaibhav Suryavanshi, fabulous. Yashasvi Jaiswal, probably player of the match. Boom, boom, boom. Everyone's happy. But it's gone straight to Shardul Thakur. He's caught it, right? And that's where the game changes. Just a little bit here and there.
You need a little bit of luck going your way, and as they say, fortune favors the brave. He bowled in, he ran in and bowled hard, and a bit of luck went his way.
Absolutely, but that's what he said. You know, your friend, played a lot for Bengal with you, Lakshminathan Shukla. He used to say, "Game ko chota karo." That means take it as far as possible. And the end, one event can change it. 1 run out, 1 out, 1 dismissal, 1 4, 1 6 can change a game in the end. So when you're losing a game, try and take it as long as possible, as long as possible, as close as possible. And that's what we are telling opposition to do, that finish it off. When you're dominating like Butler was dominating today or Jaiswal was dominating today, you have to bring that run rate down to 5.5, 6, finish it off. Don't allow it to pile up at the end.
Now, if you look at the bowling card, it wasn't a one-man show. Yes, Avesh Khan bowled 2 very good overs, but most of them, except Shardul Thakur, who was a touch expensive today. Yes, he did pick up 1 wicket, but everyone else chipped in and sort of very slowly chipped away. Aiden Markram as well bowled 2 overs. Look at Prince Yadav's numbers, a touch expensive towards the end, but he bowled 3 very good overs.
He did, but you look at Ravi Bishnoi, he's gone for 6.33 in his 3 overs. You look at Digvesh Rathi, he's gone for 7.5 in his 4 overs. So that are the game-changing overs as well, because they may not have picked up wickets, but the fact that we're speaking about finish it by the 18th or 19th, it's that spell of 7 overs which hasn't finished the game by the 18th or 19th. Because you've gone at 6 and you've gone at 7.5. You've exerted a little bit of pressure on set batters. So, you know, credit to the 2 spinners. But, my God, I mean, I'm telling you, there'll be a lot of elation in that LSG camp, because as Joy said, they've gotten out of jail over here. Is that, you know, Monopoly get out of jail card that they've got, they've used it. But the Rajasthan Royals camp at this moment, thinking, what is going on? Yeah. These are 2 games that we should have won, you know, had 4 more points on board, you know, and been in that race for that top 4. Yeah. But suddenly it's just gone all haywire.
They were 2 and 6. They would have been 4 and 4. That's the difference. Both winnable games, absolutely winnable games.
Yeah, this loss perhaps is a bit like rubbing salt on that super over wound. It will get psychologically, it'll be heavy on them.
Yeah. Home conditions, all the batters. You know, Yashasvi striking it like a dream. Suryavanshi striking it. Nobody looking in trouble. Yeah. You know, they're not struggling. They were slowed down with spinners, but they were never looked as if they were struggling.
If Shardul Thakur is referred to as Lord, it's time we think of a name for Avesh Khan. 2 very good overs. In fact, our very own Khan Saab, Zaheer Khan, went and hugged him tightly. And I'm sure Zach would have played a huge role in helping Avesh Khan prepare for this IPL. This is where players become better and better when they spend time with legends like Zaheer Khan.
A, yes, that goes without saying. But B, also you've got to have that sponge mentality, where you're not looking at him and saying, what's he talking about? I know what I'm doing, what's going on, why are you telling me something? You've got to have that ability to, say, listen, you know, I'm going to try and learn from him. You don't have to listen to everything that he says, because maybe not everything that he says is right for you. But out of 10 things, if he said 3 things are right for you, take those 3 things in. You know, be open, be receptive to learning, and maybe improving. Like I said, not everything he says may be right. Maybe it might be, maybe it won't. But as a player who's played for a while, you've got to have that ability to gauge and say, okay, I think this makes sense. This is going to work for me, and I'm going to work hard on this.
You know, I want to say something. See, if you look at what Lucknow has done in the auction, What was their strategy? Top international batters who they paid a lot of money from, a captain who they paid a lot of money from, and a lot of good domestic Indian bowlers. All of them either just playing for India or close to playing for India in that range. So what Zach has also done, okay, and I cannot believe that it's not deliberate, is taken bowlers who are still malleable, okay, and Indian bowlers. So he can get across to them, he can explain to them, he can work with them. And you look at all the bowlers he's got. He's got Prince Yadav, he's got Akashdeep, all young Indian fast bowlers. Avesh Khan, okay, Avesh Khan is the most expensive of the lot. Hangargekar, okay. Yeah. All these are young bowlers who are really good, talented young bowlers. Mayank Yadav, he can work with them, he can mold them, and he doesn't need all 6 to work. He needs 1 or 2 or 3 of them to do well, and he's done his job. So it's a very smartly thought out strategy about how they've prepared this team. And look, so it might not work out also, but today it worked out. It's worked out in this tournament so far.
Another chapter added to this whole master with disciple kind of story, and Zaheer Khan and Avesh Khan are the kind of duo that will really interest all Indian fans as well to see how Avesh develops. Do you have a nickname for Avesh?
No, I think we need one.
Got to think of something.
Yeah.
But when you say master and disciple, I mean, we talk about learning from, someone like Zach.
Yeah.
Look at me. I'm always learning from Joy.
Well done. Thank you, sir.
I'm always I'm there all year. This thing. What can I pick up from Joy? What can I?
You may be disciple here, but you're a master of many other traits.
He's a master of too many things.
Master of life, sir. Master of good times. Now ask me, what do I want?
What do you want?
I'll answer that question after the show. We've got to talk about Digvish Rathi as well. He is gaining in confidence as well. He doesn't seem perturbed by the big stage. It's such a common feature among a lot of youngsters playing in the IPL.
Absolutely, Manish. And I'll tell you, it's not... I mean, I think he didn't look perturbed right from word go. He came in with a lot of confidence. The fact that he had his celebration, I'll tell you what was crazy is that he got fined for it. And yet he did that celebration the next time round. Yeah. He got fined for it again and he's modified it. But that tells you that he's not perturbed by a lot of things. He's got a lot of, obviously, self...
What did he say? I'm from Delhi.
I'm from Delhi. When they asked him, Sunil Narayan doesn't celebrate, why do you celebrate? I'm from Delhi.
Was like, शादी में जाकर नाचेंगे नहीं? मजाक हो रहा है क्या?
Yeah, I mean, exactly. So look, he's again someone who, he's made me smile. I mean, his bowling, his attitude, he's got a real fierce competitiveness to him. It's made me smile. It's made me happy. It's what the IPL is all about. When you find Indian cricketers who get on this stage and grab the opportunity with both hands. They say when opportunity knocks, invite opportunity for dinner. He's invited opportunity for dinner, breakfast, lunch, everything.
I just want to go through a list with you. Priyansh Arya, Vaibhav Suryavanshi, Aniket Verma, Digvish Rathi, 4, Pipraj Nigam, okay, Vignesh Puthur, Ashwini Kumar, Sheikh Rashid, okay. At least 8 impressive debuts. Will this class of 2025 be remembered as one of the best debut classes in the history of the tournament?
And half of the tournament is yet to come.
And wait, tomorrow Ayush Matre make his debut tomorrow.
When you're talking about debut classes, then nothing can beat the original debut class, na? Tendulkar, Dhoni, Virat
Yeah, but that's not fair.
They were all there.
That's not fair. That's cheating.
No, I found a little loophole.
One uncapped player will be in action tomorrow. He did score runs in that last
game. He's an uncapped player.
But, RR fans who would have enjoyed their dinner earlier this evening, unfortunately didn't quite end up in a win towards the end. However, the Rajasthan Royals will be celebrating the fact that they've found a new young star. Still early days, but Vaibhav Suryavanshi, with his sprightly innings, is today's coolest performer of the match, powered by Voltas. Shor Kam Zyada, 34 of 20. Can you imagine? Only 14 years of age. On his first delivery on the biggest stage in league cricket, and Vaibhav Suryavanshi ends up hitting a magnificent 6 over long off. The question I want to ask all of you here in this building, everywhere in the world, is what were we doing at the age of 14? Not this for sure.
Age of 14, 1990, I was on a trip to Africa.
Working trip? No.
Huh? No.
No. Okay, he was
Work and trip, these two
cruise.
words don't go together in
You
the same
middle-class
sentence.
people, of course,
Yeah.
trips to Africa is what middle-class people do normally. This is the middle class. This is the story between me and Rohan, which goes on.
Private joke.
Yeah. When I was 14, I also remember hitting a 6. Magnificent 6, but it was in book cricket, so perhaps that doesn't count.
Look, it's astonishing.
Yeah.
It's astonishing because, again, like I keep saying, the confidence of that young boy, to go out there, he knows the world's eyes are on him, and to play that first shot that he did, just magnificent. Again, he knows, there's a lot of chatter, a lot of talk happening about him. It happened during the auction, youngest, blah, blah, blah. That comes with its whole set of pressure, different pressure, apart from the fact that you're playing in one of the real high-quality tournaments of the world. You've got the best players in the world playing, and you're playing against them, in the nets, against them. And to go out there and do what he did first ball, and not just first ball, that entire innings. It was not just one ball, hit a 6 and then get out and blah, blah, blah. No. What he showed was just simply magnificent.
What stood out though, Joy, was his reaction when he got out. He was in tears.
He was in tears. I mean, that's what. I mean, it's such a fairy tale story that he couldn't believe that it ended. But that's what you're saying. The talent, the kind of the bat swing, the ease that he had, he's a talent. And the best was the reaction when he hit the 6 and they showed Sanju Samson. And Sanju's started laughing. Look at this guy. I mean, the impudence, the chutzpah, what do you call it? First ball, 6 over, on the offside. An offside 6 is not an easy shot to hit. And he's a pung, straight out. Unbelievable. I mean, everybody's reaction, it was disbelief. The first reaction from everyone was disbelief. Did he really do that? And he did.
Yeah.
He did.
You said he cried at the end, and like I said, he's cried at the end today, but he'll be putting a smile on a lot of faces for a long time in the future.
Joy, talk about the positive ripple effect of this man's arrival on the big stage. Still early days, he's got a long way to go. But there'll be 9, 10, 11, 12-year-old boys and girls across the country who will say, hang on, in the next 2 or 3 years, if I make the right moves and score runs or take wickets, I could be playing in the IPL, the WPL as well.
Yeah, absolutely. IPL, WPL. No, you're already seeing that. And this, yes, all this just increases that interest, that, okay, they're coming in. There'll be more kids coming in. And more kids coming in from all around the country. Because, at one time, this used to be a place where if you're not in Delhi Gymkhana or in Sonnet or in a good Mumbai club or a good Karnataka club, you won't get a chance. Now the kids are coming from Roorkee, from smaller towns, from all over the place. And the kind of, what you're seeing also is because you have professional scouts. See, a selector, what's the difference between a selector and an IPL scout? A selector has to think, okay, can I give my friend a chance also? Should I pick the best team? Some selectors are good, some are bad. But there's no incentive. IPL scouts are clear. If they don't pick the right talent and they don't back the right talent, they are not going to retain their job as scouts. So they get the best guys. And what you're seeing now is that because these guys, scouts are good, they bring them into, say, a system. Now, somebody in the Rajasthan system will now polish that guy, give him mental understanding of how the game proceeds, teach him how to play in the nets, teach him how to look after his body. They're getting... So what we were thinking was that even if he plays nothing for the first 2 years, he'll probably play in year 3 and do well. Who was to know that he'd do it right here?
But just to answer your question, this is not a normal occurrence. So, I mean, my advice to 11, 12, 13 will be don't be disappointed if you're not playing.
Don't be disappointed, exactly.
If you're playing at forget IPL, at a, maybe even, say, Ranji Trophy or even the under-16s, if you're not playing, don't be disappointed. Because it's taken 18 years of the IPL to have a 13-year-old, 14-year-old playing. So this is not a normal occurrence. This is not something, while it should inspire younger kids to say, okay, listen, it's there. But it is not a normal occurrence.
And I want to say one more thing. There is also one more inspiration there, which is the likes of Digvesh, Rathi and all saying, now, before this, if you're on 21, 22, you're not discovered, you're not playing for your state side, you're nobody, okay? Today, you can be 25, 26, 27 years old, play in one of these smaller leagues, show you what you have performed for the scouts, and you can still play in the big stage. That is also happening. So they are also not losing hope. You know what I mean? So the journeys of Digvesh Rathi, Priyan Charya, they are a great, for another group of people, they are a great solve for every player who's 22 and said, have I missed the bus? No, you haven't. There's still a chance out there. There are leagues out there.
And there's another bunch of players. Someone like back in the day, Praveen Tambe.
Yeah.
Okay, Shashank Singh. He's not a youngster. He's got his opportunity very late and he's taken it with both hands. Praveen Tambe didn't really he played first class cricket first, but he came and played this and then played first class cricket, I think.
So there's a great stat which you've got to think about, which is that the two opening, what is their total age? I think they'll be 14 and 19, 20, 21.
20, yeah.
34. So they've opened with a combined age of about 35. Okay.
No, more. Yashasvi must be more now.
No,
23.
23.
Must be 24.
23, 37. Okay. Praveen Tambe was 42 when he's made his debut for them.
Yeah.
There are examples on either sides of the age spectrum, and truly this is the Indian Premier League, and you're seeing this league which is 18 years old. It's making a lot of careers happen, a lot of dreams come true, and today another dream came true for a young 14-year-old Vaibhav Suryavanshi, our coolest performer of the match, powered by Voltas. Shor kam, kaam zyada. We've had to look at the RR batting lineup, and you've got to say, as the senior partner in this opening combination, Yashasvi Jaiswal, who was batting like an absolute bomb, he was hitting those big sixes as well, Joy, 74 of 52, out in the 18th over, playing a slightly loose shot, one might say in hindsight, he should have finished the game.
They should have finished it earlier. He and Rian, I think both of them were set. It's no point talking about Dhruv Jural and Hetmai because they didn't have that much time in the crease. But those two should have pressed on the accelerator at least 3-4 overs earlier. And why I say pressed on the accelerator? Because, look, I don't mind if the situation is you're chasing 10 and over and you can barely get to 8. But they were not taking any chances at all. They were content to pat the bowling back. They were content to allow the match to meander.
Yeah.
And I think that's the one lesson that Rahul will tell them, that if you're in control, finish the match. Don't allow it to meander. Don't allow it to go too far because you don't know what twist is there in the tail then.
RR are at 4 points after 8 matches. Is this tournament, this season over for them? Because in the next 6, they've got to win all 6, Joy. Rohan.
Well, not in the sense it's extremely tough. I wouldn't say it's over because mathematically it's not, but it's obviously extremely tough. They've got to get on a magnificent run of victories where they'll also have to try and improve the net run rate, because when you're at that stage, you know that the best you can probably do is get to 4th, and you know there'll be a couple of teams with you at that the number of points at 4th. So your net run rate will come into play. So they'll have to win a couple of games by a big margin to better their net run rate, and so it's going to be extremely tough.
LSG will take a lot of confidence from this win. They're at number 4 now. So the possibility map is much bigger for them.
Yeah, and not only that, 10 points. I mean, finally at the end of the day, 3-4 doesn't matter because sometimes some teams have played a game less or a game more. 10 points is a big thing because now they know that, 4 more points. It means 2 more wins and they're there. They need 2 more wins to be in contention. 3 more wins and they're sure of,
Yeah, they'll be there.
They'll be there. So they're close. They're now at the cusp of it. And look, this is great for them because, look, their captain has not fired as yet. Their captain hasn't fired as yet. Today, if these 2 matches had ended in defeat, should have seen a very different situation. I think Rishabh, the confidence the whole team would take from this win would be great for all of them because he didn't look like himself today.
Any other tweaks that you'd recommend to Lucknow? Because this is the start of the second half of the league.
Not really, no, because I think you're not going to drop Rishabh.
Sure.
Obviously.
Yeah.
So you're just hoping that he comes into form. Their batting looks
nobody else.
Right. There's nobody else.
Badoni has got runs.
Yeah.
You're not going to give Puran away.
Abdul Samad's cameo was very crucial today, 27 in the last over.
Okay. Mitch Marsh has got you runs.
Yep.
Mitch Marsh, Puran, Makram, all have got you runs.
And if you look at the bowling, Avesh did his bit. Bishnoi was excellent. Digvesh was excellent. So, no, not really. I mean, you think the only missing piece right now of this puzzle is Rishabh getting a few runs.
And Miller. Miller perhaps has not been in great form either.
The top of the table as well saw a change. DC was at number 1 at the start of our coverage today, but it's GT who are at number 1 with 10 points as well. 4 teams at 10. But look at GT's net run rate plus 0.984. Clearly happy days for Shubman Gill. And Joy, you would know well that some teams take a while to get their combinations right. Looks like this team is now in a very happy, solid zone.
It isn't a very happy, solid zone. The thing about it is, though, if you look at all these teams because of the way they are constructed, all of them have significant weaknesses which are getting papered over because other people are performing. So GT's middle order, I feel that 4, 5, 6 is still a vulnerable spot for them. I feel it's a vulnerable spot for them, but because their top 3 are doing so well, because Butler is doing so well, because Shubman normally is performing, Sudarshan is continuously performing, this is being covered up. Okay, and I think that is what you're going to look at. The interesting thing about this league is there are a lot of good teams. They are not, but there are very few teams like Mumbai of 2019, 2020 that you look at and say, like, there's no weakness at all. All of them have significant flaws and significant strengths. And that's what makes it a very interesting tournament.
Butler's form is a huge plus as well, and clearly the top 3 is what the engine room is, and it's helping GT. 5 wins so far. Now, the IPL bandwagon moves to Chandigarh, New Mulanpur. That's where you will see the home team, Punjab Kings, in action against the RCB. Punjab, of course, coming off consecutive wins against KKR and RCB. Chahal finding form is a huge plus. And they'll be up against RCB, who will arrive in Punjab, Chandigarh, very tired. A long flight they played yesterday. Not easy mentally and physically.
Not easy. Not easy at all, no matter what anyone tells you. It's a long flight, and having played that game, you've got to go back. You don't get enough rest. You've got to get on a flight. It's not easy. But they've got to do it. They're professionals. You won't hear them complain. I'll tell you that, because they'll be saying, no, I mean, whatever the situation is in front of us, we've got to tackle it. But it's not easy. But it's not going to be an easy game, even if this wasn't the situation, because Punjab are riding high at the moment.
Yeah.
You know, they look like a solid unit. And as you said, UZ coming into form, Chahal coming into form, just gives their bowling attack that little bit of extra bite.
Yeah.
You know, that wicket-taking bite. The batting has been solid. But it's the bowling attack now gives you that little extra bite, with UZ getting that little, you know, chest out, I'm the man kind of thing. It was never going to be an easy game for RCB.
Pacers bowling really sharp for Punjab. No glaring concerns. Chahal back in form. Pretty much everything is going right for them.
Yeah, I think Punjab. Just also remember one thing, that if you have to say about, you know, RCB recovering, please remember Punjab is on the same flight. They've done the same journey.
But they're coming off a win, so I suppose...
They're coming off a win. Psychologically, they'll feel better and they're going home.
Yeah.
But in terms of actual physical tiredness, both teams are almost, they're at the same stage. But yeah, I like this Punjab team because it's got spirit and it's not allowed injuries to deter it. Even something like dropping a Maxwell, they've dropped Maxwell. Okay, the last match they played Stoinis and Maxwell. They have dropped Stoinis if required. Okay, shows that Ricky Ponting is not afraid to show anyone the mirror and say that.
But dropping Maxwell at the moment
it's
an easy decision.
It's an easy decision, but he dropped Stoinis also.
Yeah.
He dropped Stoinis and said, look, I want to try Maxwell for one more match, and I need Bartlett, so you know you're not working the combination because I'm going with English. So he's bringing out changes without fear of what the retribution is, and that tells you two things. A, he's a confident coach. He's obviously got the backing of the ownership, and he's got the backing of his captain. And they are cooking together. And the great thing about Punjab, don't think of it always as a disadvantage, is if you haven't done well for a lot of seasons, the pressure is not on you. Nobody is saying that. They're saying, okay, we are the young guns. We'll go and hit.
Let's put it this way, and this is with all due respect. If Punjab, at the start of the season, someone said you're going to be in the top 4 in the playoffs, you'll be saying, good season, really good season. For Sunrisers Hyderabad, who are now languishing at the near the bottom, if I told them you will be in the top 4, they'll say, yeah, okay, we were finalists last year, we expect to be in the top 4. There's a slight difference. So there was a little less pressure on Punjab, and they've been doing superbly. Another thing is the fact that you spoke about Ricky Ponting and him making these changes. It's easier to make these changes when you're winning.
It is always is. Yeah, absolutely.
Because then, you've got that power and you've got that thing that, listen, we've been winning matches. I know what I'm doing. Let me just handle stuff.
Yeah.
So that also helps.
They have a chance to go top of the table. They're at number 3 with 10 points. Changes. Harpreet Brar bowled that last over where he got clobbered for a few runs against Bangalore. But it's the batters that did the job. Nehal Vadera was excellent with that finish at the Chinnaswamy. Any changes, guys, that you'd recommend for this game at home?
They might just go back to Yash Thakur as a fast bowler in these conditions. They've used Vishak also before. I'm surprised that they're not using him because he's a pretty effective bowler. But because Arshdeep is doing well, I don't think they have the place because they have the other all-rounders bowling for them. Other than that, this batting unit seems solid. And now that they've gone in with Josh English, I think they're going to persist with him for a while because, he gives them very quality batting up front. Now, look, remember, your top order is getting runs, okay, so far. But really quality, classy bat, if you look at it, there's English, there's Shreyas Iyer, and there's Stoinis. These are, the rest of them are good players, but they're not tried and tested like these people are. So, I think Josh English will stay in this side. This is likely to be their combination for a while at least.
Should RCB be giving a longer rope to Liam Livingstone? What do they do with that? Tim David's form is a huge plus for them. Any other changes that you recommend?
Well, Tim David batting a little higher up than what he has been. I mean, you've got a player in form. You want to make the most of it. The way he batted, you want to send, want him to bat a little higher up. I think Liam Livingstone. Oof.
Do you bring in Jacob Bethel for him?
I'd be tempted to go with Romario Shepherd.
Exactly what I was saying. I'm totally with you. I was just thinking on these conditions, why bring in a spinner? Bring in Romario Shepherd. He's really useful with the ball and he's explosive with the bat. He gives you everything.
Right. Very quickly, gentlemen, players to watch out for. One each, Punjab and Bangalore.
Punjab, I'm going to go with Priyansh Arya because he's, again, another, well, I'm not going to say youngster, but a newcomer to the IPL scene who's captured the hearts and imaginations of a lot of cricket fans. I'm going to go with him. And with RCB, I'm going to go with Rajat Patidar.
I'm going to go with Josh English because I feel he's due a big knock. He's a really classy bat and India hasn't seen the best of him. I think you're going to see something out of him at some point in time. And for me, Hazelwood. Hazelwood is, again, the two Joshes for me. I think Hazelwood is a key to when RCB does well is when Hazelwood does well.
Right. Sunday night, we'll see the two blockbuster sides in action. The two most successful sides in the IPL will be up against each other. It's MI versus CSK at the Wankhede Stadium. MI have won 2 in a row. They've beaten DC and SRH. 2 wins on the trot. This Mumbai Indians is different. Joy, be scared. Be very, very scared of MI. This MI now.
Yeah. So they are like... So this MI is like every time I see it, every season, they're like Kumbhakarna waking up. Okay? If they wake up, they're deadly, okay? Everyone's hoping they're still half asleep and they can win a few matches before they truly wake up. But if they wake up, that batting unit is just such a powerful batting unit. 6 bowlers, they have everything. As Simon keeps saying, they're the only team who really doesn't need an impact sub. They bat 8, they bowl 6.
Yeah.
Without an impact sub, they get that. And now with an impact, you throw in an impact sub, they use it, they don't use it, it's up to them. So this is a very powerful side. Just they need Rohit to come into some kind of form. Everything else is working for them.
They won that last game despite Karan Sharma, their hero from the previous win, not bowling a single ball in this game because Will Jacks bowled 3 very key overs. This goes to show that this squad has so much depth and variety.
Absolutely. And as Joy was saying, they don't need an impact sub.
Sure.
If you got someone like Karan Sharma not bowling and you still win a game, tells you how strong and what a really good squad this is. You look at that, the batters, Surya, Tilak, Rohit, Ryan Rickelton, Namandir, all match winners. Then you've got your all-rounders again. Hardik, Santner and Will Jacks again. Bat and ball, they've been doing really well. Hardik has, obviously we speak about his batting, but he's been right up there with the wickets as well. And then Trent Bolt and Jasprit Bumrah. Those two at the top of the innings with the new ball and Jasprit Bumrah at the end bowling Yorkers. This seems like, in a sense, the most solid side on paper.
If Karan Sharma isn't available, if he is still injured, do you bring in Vignesh Puthur or do you go with Ashwini Kumar? They're playing at the Wankhede.
Yeah, that's what. Look, I think I'd go with the medium pacer if the option has to be there because a young spinner, if you go, you can really go in this Wankhede Stadium. But it's one of those things. Remember one thing though, it's not that this Chennai batting unit is the most informed batting unit at this point in time. So you might be tempted to throw a spinner because see what's the great advantage you have. You bowled Vignesh early up, 7th over, 8th over, give him an over. He doesn't go, you still have 6 bowlers.
Yeah.
You still have 6 bowlers to go with. Okay. And they don't have any lack of medium pacers. You've got Hardik Pandya, Bumrah, Shardul, Trent Bolt. You have 4 good medium pacers. So yes, possibly it makes sense for them to keep the variety of Vignesh. You use him, you don't. How does it matter?
Their opponents, Chennai, will be very happy that they beat LSG in that last game. And the best piece of news for Chennai is that the youngster, their new uncapped player, MS Dhoni, finally showing some form, huge plus. And how many calls have you got for free tickets for tomorrow's game?
I get no calls.
A lot of people assume that you get all the tickets to the Gavaskar
Yes.
stand.
Okay. Since you not got any calls, I just need 2 for tomorrow.
Done.
Two.
Which dugout do you want to sit in? Chennai dugout, Indian dugout.
This is like when I used to be in KKR and somebody would say, "Oh, my cousin's uncle needs 4 tickets, but close to Shah Rukh Khan, please."
Yeah.
Only.
And my cousin's uncle, it's not even I know the guy or he's my friend.
Very easy, sir.
Unbelievable it used to be. Anyway.
So, how many?
How many do you want?
I'll be at home watching Cricbuzz live, like all of you should as well. But Chennai, clearly, they'll be very happy that Sheikh Rashid has brought a certain flair to their power play.
Yeah.
Things starting to look up slowly, but there's a lot more work to be done.
Oh, a lot of work to be done, but things beginning to look up. We've been calling out for Sheikh Rashid to get an opportunity. He did. He looked very good. But we hope, and we know this is what CSK does. They'll give him a long rope.
Yeah.
They'll give him, enough time now to showcase that he's, showcase his skills, his talent, his ability. So that's a good thing from Sheikh Rashid and CSK's point of view, because you might have a player who might serve you really well for the next 4 or 5 years. Next year, think about next year also what's going to happen. So great in that sense.
Another chapter added to the list of mysterious injuries in the IPL. Out goes Gurjantpreet, in comes Brevis, who is part of that Chennai squad. Let's bring up that Chennai squad to see if Brevis gets the game straight away.
Naughty. I won't say anything. That was very naughty. Look, that's the point. You know what? Brevis normally look, what would they be looking at? Pathirana, Noor Ahmed, okay? Pathirana, Noor Ahmed, Rachin Ravindra. These are their 3 certainties. They've used Conway, they've used Overton, they've used
Sam Curran.
Sam Curran as well. Now, my point is, in this surface, Sam Curran is not your option. If you bring in Brevis, the only person who you can really replace is Jamie Overton.
Yeah.
Overton is the only logical one you can do. On a pitch like this, though, I think that if Overton has to play, this is the kind of pitch he should be playing on, where the ball comes on, he whacks it
and he bowls.
He bowls fast, he whacks it. So, I don't know, because I can't see them moving Rachin Ravindra out. I can't see them moving out Pathirana or Noor Ahmed. Noor Ahmed, definitely not. Pathirana, Overton, maybe, but, they really like Pathirana to death.
Okay, since it's a season of backing young kids, would you go with someone like a Vanshpedi who's done very well in the Delhi Premier League? Maybe bring him in for someone like a Vijay Shankar? Who has scored runs but not at a fair
Chennai
club.
just doesn't do so many changes. Actually, the person I would replace immediately if I had a proper option was Rahul Tripathi. He's doing nothing for me. But my sense is what might happen is that if they bring in Brevis, they'll bring in Brevis in the order up front out there, and they'll bring in an Indian bowler to replace Jamie Overton.
Yeah. But this is a desperate situation, because if they
Can
lose...
we look at the Indian bowlers?
Sure.
Please? Yeah. If you look at the Indian bowlers, they can give Mukesh a chance. I don't think Nagarkoti is right now in this form to play.
Mukesh for Khalil, maybe?
No, I'm saying Mukesh will come in place for Overton.
Okay.
And then Brevis will replace Tripathi up front.
Okay, all right, cool. We've got that, but overall, Chennai could be in a situation where RR find itself today. They won just 2, they're bottom of the table.
Yeah.
This is a desperate situation for them. They've got to get going, because a loss tomorrow will mean that the campaign might just go pear-shaped and go on a downward spiral.
It's already gone pear-shaped. Not can go, it's already gone pear-shaped. We're pretty sure that CSK and everyone is involved and associated with CSK wouldn't have thought that after, at the halfway stage, would be bottom of the table with 2 wins. So it's not a side that CSK fans are used to. It's not a side that the CSK management is used to. So there'll be a lot of behind the scenes talking, a lot of chats going on about like what's going on. So it's obviously it's going to be a season which I think will have a lot of ramifications at the end of it.
Mumbai start hot favourites?
I think Mumbai are favourites. Remember, both teams are coming off a win, and yes, Dhoni has got runs, Sheikh Rashid has performed. But I feel that if this Mumbai, juggernaut, and it is a juggernaut, if the wheels have started rolling, this is an awesomely difficult outfit to beat. It's a very difficult outfit to beat. And in Mumbai, that too.
1 player each, please.
I'm going to keep saying it like a stuck record because I don't know when he'll do it, but he will. Rohit Sharma for me, for Mumbai, always, definitely for me. And on the other side, I feel Rachin Ravindra is critical to their hopes. He needs to get runs for them. He's just he's doing, but he's not doing enough. He needs to, their international top order batters need to take responsibility, which they haven't so far.
Sheikh Rashid from CSK for me, because I want to see what that young kid does again. And from Mumbai, I was going to go with Rohit, but I'm going to pick someone else now. I will go with Hardik. Skipper Hardik.
Happy captain. The team's winning. He's bowling very well as well. How well had you done with our joy factor question? I've been told it was an easy one to crack. Mr. Gavaskar has the answer already, but we'll let Joy.
No, Mr. Gavaskar had the answer. Doesn't mean it's an easy one. He gets the toughest ones.
Actually, he does get the tough ones, yeah.
He gets
relatively
all the tough
easier
ones.
one.
He gets most of my joy factor questions. Here's the one we asked today. Okay, who's the only player to have scored about 70% of his team's runs in the completed match? It's around 73%. This is a match in a chase of 68. Martin Guptill, as you were saying, Back to the Future, Marty McFly, Marty Guptill got 50 out of 68. Hashim Amla, I think, got 17 at the other end, and they blew over Delhi in 2017. He got it straight up.
Sir, how? कैसे कर लेते हो आप?
It's one of those, suddenly something just clicks inside. Either you get it straight away or you don't.
The other answers we got were Sanat Jayasuriya 2008. We got Brendan McCullum, the opening game of the IPL, Adam Gilchrist. But now you know what the correct answer is. But we need to know who the winner is. Let's bring up the name of the winner so that Joy and Rohan can applaud. And all for Tanay, who lives on Chocos.
Tanay live on Chocos, okay. We know what to give him when he meets.
Yeah,
Chocos. Might be a 14-year-old, since today has been about...
Today is a day for 14-year-olds.
So, well, we are done for the day. Or are we? No, guessing game, the leaderboard. I won one.
Well done. Congratulations. Well done.
Got lucky.
It's amazing that when we win, you clap. When you won, the whole studio clap.
Because they know
that's how loved you are.
That's how rare it is for me to win,
That's how loved you are.
Sir, दिखा दो, graphic दिखा दो भाई. कहाँ है मेरा नाम? Mr. Dool, who was in commentary today with 2 bullseye, is number 1. Gaurav Kapoor is slowly getting into his own now. Lisa Sthalekar is there. Virendra Sehwag with a double R is not doing too badly. I'm still on the right.
21. You've got a little bit more work to do.
Yeah.
Joy and me are hand in hand.
We are hand in hand.
16.6.
The saving grace for me is that the scholarly Siamic Care is also on the right. So I think I'm in okay company. Not too bad. Rohan Gavaskar, brilliant with quizzes, and I think he's going to file a PIL saying the answers to these questions.
There need to be some points.
We need to give him a bonus.
Please do, because anyway, all the laws, because we have to call it laws, because
laws, not rules.
No rules, otherwise Simon will cut our heads off. The problem is, Gaurav is changing all the rules anyway.
Yeah.
On the go.
Whatever he wants.
On the go.
On the go.
It's building cricket. This is building cricket, no? Rules on the go. This is...
Sadly, Joy, you're not here today. GK is here. So you won't be able to reason with him, to tell him not to change these rules like this. Be kind to us, lesser people. Boss.
There's a lesson in this, Joy. It's 12:01 and he said today.
Yeah,
that's how good he is.
Presence of mind. Yeah.
That's how good he is.
Ocho, sir.
That's how good he is.
That's how much we love Cricbuzz. No, what's your plan for tomorrow?
Watch you guys on Cricbuzz and then watch the match.
My work is worship.
You're in tomorrow?
I'm in tomorrow, double header. Back-to-back double headers.
My plans are going to be... No, I'm not going to the Wankhede. I'm going to be sitting at home and I will be tuning into Cricbuzz Live. Sharp at 3 p.m. The wonderful Siamic Hair will be here in this very chair with Gaurav Kapoor hosting Cricbuzz Live Hindi. So do enjoy both those shows, one on the phone, the other on your laptop, because Cricbuzz Live is the place to be. Thanks so much for watching. Voltas presents Cricbuzz Live. See you all at 3 p.m. tomorrow. Goodbye and good night. Chocos.
दिल्ली में आपका स्वागत
ನಿಲ್ದಾಣದ ಕಡೆಗೆ ಹೊರಟಿರುವರೆ Express, Rajasthan Station, Netaji Avenue.